Yeah, peace and love. Thank y'all for tuning in to another night on the Lord Business Visionary Elite Call and Radio Show. This is also underneath the umbrella of Visionary Leader, which is a platform movement organization based on educating our people on the economical and holistic health and advancement as it relates to our people. For the Visionary Elite Call Conference, it's open to all our people. Like, it ain't no discrimination. It's all inclusive as far as, like, if you want to chime in and add to the conversation. There ain't no set tripping on that going on. We want to maintain the peace and definitely continue to educate our people on the online. Without further ado, on tonight, well, before we introduce tonight's topic, you know what I'm saying, it's Shorty Roy, Rich Hill, brother, and Michelle. Y'all live on the online with us tonight.
I'm most definitely with you in the car, bro.
You all right, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing, sister? Brother, you all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, okay, man. You came outside sad a little bit. I'm definitely off in the car with you, little bro.
No, I'm Gucci, bro.
That's good, man. But, man, how y'all want to go ahead and introduce this topic, man? And we get into the conversation tonight.
Yeah. I'll let Sister Michelle go ahead and take the driver's call and introducing the topic.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so today's topic is about relationships, basically. Do you keep secrets from your significant other? Is keeping it 100 good or bad in a relationship? And also, is monogamy a myth?
Yes, very, very, very interesting and intriguing conversations that's held openly, but sometimes more than we know, that's thought about secretly amongst our people. You know. So the question is, what do we think about these things? Let's kick it off with, is monogamy a myth? What do we think about that in today's society? Is monogamy a myth? What you think, brother? You think monogamy is a myth?
Yeah, first, like, let's break down, what is monogamy, though? Like, what is, like, I was looking up myself, but, like, what is that?
In this sense, Go ahead.
I was just putting the question out there, like in the definition of why, like, what is monogamy?
I think in this sense, it's speaking on monogamy in the sense of exclusivity with your significant other in your relationship or marriage. Do we all agree on that?
Yes, we do.
Yep.
I want to go to Google a little bit too, see what Google kind of say. Like, yeah, not knocking your scholarship or nothing like that. It's all love. Cause sometimes, like, when we looking at these words and labels, like, shit, sometimes we get so far away. Not us in general, but society, like, we kind of stray away from the word. But Google say monogamy is the practice or state of being married to one person at a time. The practice or state of having a sexual role relationship with only one partner. The habit of having only one mate at a time. So definitely on the lines of what you were saying, brother. And wow, though, like, even, like, when you say monogamy, like, why would that even have to be a word, though? Like, when you think about it, like, it just naturally, I ain't trying to be politically correct, though, but naturally you're attracted to, if you're a man, you're naturally attracted to a woman. I'm just speaking in a general sense. Like, we got to put it in a label. is monogamy. Like you got to be well, being with only one person though, and where that taking it deeper though, well, taking it more indefinite, like being with only one person. So is monogamy real in the sense of what this society? It's like we don't. I ain't gonna say we don't, but we as in society, like, back, I know when you look at the elder, like, people used to, especially our women, used to remain virgins so somewhat to keeping their innocence until marriage, becoming married. Like, even back then, like, once you used to wait to be married, they kind of fully get intimate on that level. But so right now that they in times like marriage, like I don't reason why I'm saying monogamy in the sense like marriage was kind of like the end. I don't know, maybe on fishing or maybe on pulling words, but like pulling words out of my bed. Monogamy kind of was synonymous with like marriage in my sense. Like once you just taking yourself out the book, like it's like that level of commitment. And then that day of time, like, the institution of marriage ain't really solid or ain't really concrete like how it was. It ain't really got it don't really entice a lot of people. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just fishing, okay? In my mind, I'm kind of tying that together, like monogamy and marriage. I kind of see that one kind of being like that commitment, that commitment so strong, like I see it on that level. But what y'all think?
I think that
peace and love. This brother has to.
Peace and love, brother.
Peace and love.
I think that in this culture that we live in this Western Hemisphere that we live in, that monogamy is the standard. You feel me? But you have other places in the world where monogamy is not the sole standard. You see what I'm saying? But how we was raised over here in America, you know, monogamy is highly esteemed. And it was very more practiced more back in the day versus now. Now I think that it's more of an idea, but still it remains the standard of what we aspire to in our relationships. You see what I'm saying? I think that me personally, I can chop this up in two ways, play the devil's advocate on both ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Because I know several people that I know personally that are in successful monogamous relationships. Then I know individuals who are in open relationships or don't actually believe in exclusivity. You feel me? But for me, I don't think monogamy is a myth. I just think that it's on an individual basis who you with your partner, and I think it leans more to the understanding that you share with your significant other. You feel me? Yeah, that's what I think. I think it leans more to the understanding that you share with your significant other. You know, if y'all own monogamy, then clear communication got to be open, and you have to define within your relationship what is monogamy. You feel me? And what your expectations is with your significant other, and what do you define as being unmonogamous or cheating? Now you got to look at, like, you know, we live in a hookup culture now versus the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like in the 2019s, you feel me? We live in a hookup culture where casual sex is prominent. You know what I'm saying? And it's looked at like it's nothing versus monogamy and just sole exclusivity. So we have to ask ourselves, is monogamy just an ideal, or do we get bored with exclusivity, or do we want to keep our emotional relationships intact and fulfill sexual desires? You know, I don't know, just thought.
Well, the actual opposite of monogamy is polygamy. So people practice that as well. And even more now, because like you said, the times that we're in are changing, and it's more comfortable for people to have open relationships or have several partners. So polygamy is actually the practice of having multiple husbands or wives, and it's not as illegal as people think anymore, because they have this thing called poly life. You know what I'm saying? They actually do these things, and I'm not sure how, anybody feels about it. I can't really speak for everybody else, but personally, I don't think that it's a good idea, because it's like you're stretching yourself too thin. So, of course, I would be with just being with one person, but I can see how it could work for people. You get to share the bills. You get to share the work in the house, and, you know what I'm saying, et cetera, et cetera. But, yeah, and on the less level of just being not married and just being with someone, sometimes it's easier to not have the strings and just be cool with people until you get ready to be married.
That's what my thoughts on it were more leaning to. I think we live in a day and age right now. I don't know. I think society as a whole has gotten more lax. Not even just Western culture, but we live in a your fault era. Nobody, I'm not going to say nobody, just generalize, but as a whole, society has taken it's somebody else's problem, not my own. We don't do a lot of self-reflection. And in a monogamous relationship, I think people do shy away from marriage now. I've been married more than once. They're the same person, but I've been married more than once. I know the struggles with it, but I think what people don't understand, marriage is not TV. Marriage ain't the Huxtables. Marriage ain't this glamorous image that we portray. And even when we talk about our grandparents, they were married for 40 and 50 years, that's because of what they endured. Marriage, when you jump into a marriage or even with a monogamous relationship, that is a job you just applied for. And a lot of people don't want that extra responsibility, because it is a lot of work. If you just said, Brother Rich, you said, we live in a hookup era. It's easier. It's less responsibility for me to deal with this person, deal with that person. I deal with them how I want to. I go about my daily life and everything I have to do. But where's your connection to someone? And we missed having that connection. And also, we also live in the finesse era. Nobody wants to really truly give their feelings and show your vulnerability because of either past relationships you've been through or the culture that we live in, where we tell you, pardon my French, that niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't shit. Please excuse my French, but that's the type of attitude we live in. And I don't know, with me, I'd rather deal with one crazy person than have to deal with 5, 6, 7 crazy people, and I got to deal with your emotions and all that. Plus, whether we believe it or not, but you take, especially when unprotected says, you take a part of that person's essence with you when y'all exchange that act. So if you deal with a whole bunch of nothing ass people for a long time and you exchanging those energies, I don't care how good you are, it's going to tweak and affect how you are as a person. And then, like I said, monogamy and marriage, it is a relationship, but you have to be up for it. But it's a beautiful thing. But it's something you also have to know. It's never going to be all roses. People that say they ain't been in a marriage and they never had an argument, I applaud them. But I wouldn't even want that. I want us to go through, call it selfish, but we got to go through some bad shit. Every relationship I've been in, that's why my wife has been my wife 2 times. We got to go through something bad. If we go through that and I know you still live, oh, man, all the good times is great because everybody there for the good times. It's the bad times in the self-reflection and to stop pointing, even if somebody is doing something wrong, you can always reflect inward and say, hey, where's my part? What can I do? What shouldn't I have done? What did I allow? However, but it's a time for self-reflection. But, not to just carry on and on. But like I say, it's a job, and it's a job a lot of people don't want to partake in because it entails not only being responsible for your feelings, but taking into consideration somebody else's feelings, how they go about it, and being conscious of that.
I think that so many people are emotionally confused.
Brother. Sorry.
And we don't like to admit that, because I think the hardest thing to do is place the mirror in front of oneself. You feel me? Whether it's ourselves placing that mirror in front of ourselves or somebody else. And that's even extra harder than placing the mirror in front of ourselves on our own when somebody else placed the mirror in front of us. So I say that to say this, that we have the image versus the reality. Think about this, image versus reality. And this is more prevalent, I think, in women versus men. The image of monogamy, because I think women are held to a higher standard than men in society. You feel me? Of being ladies of stature, or being ladies of grace, not supposed to have these desires, or not supposed to be promiscuous, you know what I'm saying, or casual as men are. You feel me? When we get down, it ain't looked at as a bad thing. But when women get down, it's she just, you know, she got to be loose, she got to be open, she got to be a hoe, and all that. You feel me?
Well, we have to get applauded for it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's a double standard there. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I think that it's image versus reality. And when it comes to monogamy, I think that, and it's just my personal opinion, I think that women are more into the image versus the reality, because of the emotional confusion that comes along with temptation. It's easy to be in a monogamous relationship when you're not tempted. If we was hermits, if we were staying on an island, then it'd be perfectly well to say, hey man, monogamy, monogamy, monogamy. But we live in a hookup culture, so temptation is everywhere. So,
hello,
who that, Tiana? Sis? Okay. It sounded like Tiana called in. Yeah, but I say that to say this though, bro, is that a lot of people are, men and women are emotionally confused. You feel me? So we want the idealism of monogamy because that is the standard. But the reality is that in this hookup culture, man, it's so easy to just do your thing. You feel me? It's so easy to do your thing. And to add to you, bro, you said the absolute law. It takes work. It takes responsibility. It takes accountability to make a monogamous relationship work. And that's on both parts. You have to reciprocate that with both parties, the man and the woman.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I think
not always emotional confusion, though. It's definitely not always. I resent the fact that men think that women are just emotional because we have hormones and estrogen. But a lot of times it is. But a lot of times it's not. Sometimes it's impressed confusion because the other person definitely has to be accountable for things that they're bringing to the table because, like you said, men feel like they can do this, that, and the other, and it's okay, and they praise by the men. But who cares how the men feel about it? How does your significant other feel about it? Is it okay to them? Like, that should be the basis. It shouldn't be like, oh, yeah, I'm getting clout from my guys because I did this with this many women. At the end of the day, if that is affecting your relationship, then it should be irrelevant to you. So, of course, that's going to cause a woman to be emotional because she feel like your priorities are elsewhere.
Right.
And then juggling these things in front of a woman, you know what I'm saying, and telling her it's because you're emotional, that causes confusion. All of that.
I would have definitely agreed with you there. That's an argument starting right there. In the middle of all,
I want to add something to it too, though. Like just hearing, like even like we are, like bro said, we living in a hookup now generation, but like let on talk about, let add to the dynamics of the conversation, like how social media then kind of changed that. And when we looking at people getting caught up on Facebook or all of these social media platforms, like it kind of like another extension to this. Like for like even with people liking other pictures. Like I was just hearing somebody getting chastised like in a relationship about liking somebody else's picture. Like all of these different dynamic that social media done kind of played on a relationship. Okay, like you got to be a whole different person. I ain't gonna say you got to be a whole different person, but it's like you gotta be more accountable of yourself. Like even on social media, like sometimes your partner, yeah. Go ahead.
I was about to elaborate on this is the Sugar. I was about to elaborate on what you said. It's not really peace and love, everybody. It's not. I don't believe it's social media. It's the people who's actually pressing the like button. If you were standing in front of your woman, would you look at another woman? Okay, question. Let's see. Wait a minute now.
Hey, we gotta keep it real though. We gotta keep it real though. This Lord business, so we gotta keep it real though. Like
stand on truth. Stand on truth now.
Real talk. I love mine to death, but I'm talking about I'm in the moment. I'm gonna real quick. I'm done. I mean,
no, I'm talking about you not gonna do it. Hurt nobody though. You not gonna do it where she could see it.
Oh hell no.
Okay, that goes with the same basis that's pushing a like for somebody's picture. You see what I'm saying? That's being seen in the same eyes. I do. I believe so. I believe so. Because if it's a half-naked woman right there.
It depends on the dynamic of it, though. It depends
on the dynamic of the relationship, and it depends on the woman and the man and how they do their relationship. Yes, I can do that, but I'm talking about for the broad majority of people argues about Facebook, about somebody liking somebody's picture.
Right.
I'm about to tell you, these are arguments. Somebody's liking somebody's picture. Right. Somebody that don't comment on their pictures, but they liking their man's picture. Okay? Right. So technically it's not about Facebook. It's like bro said, we have to be accountable for self. Not just at home and in the dark. Facebook is just like being in public. It is public. Except for it's worldwide. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody look at it in that aspect. And then another part of that is it's okay, like y'all was saying, it's okay for men to go out and do what they do and do all that. But as soon as it's done to their daughters, then they want to go kick somebody's ass. But y'all the ones who showing y'all daughters these examples. So the question is, how do we change it? How do we change it? How do we make children look at the men as the man of the household and women be the women of the household and not a man saying, oh, a woman is too strong.
Okay.
Well, or because a woman has standards, is she messed up?
Right. Okay. Peace and love.
I would say this.
Go ahead, bro.
I would. One thing that I thought about when I thought about the topic of the show and my own personal experiences and people I know, one thing it really boils down to, and Rich, you already alluded to this point, it's reality and then there's the perception. Unfortunately,
image versus reality.
Perception is reality. You know what I'm saying? So how someone may perceive it may be reality. And sometimes, and I say reality and also expectations, sometimes we either may put unfair expectations on someone or we have certain expectations of them that they may not realize. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That this ain't kosher. You know what I'm saying? Like with me, I might say, well, hey, look, this ain't kosher. I don't like that. But if that person don't really know, they may do something, and then that may cause me to explode, which is going to bring us to a whole nother situation. And that person fairly or unfairly may not have known. Now, hey, look, why you do this? You know what I'm saying? Why? Hey, I don't like this. We never really talked about it. So sometimes I said we may have unfair expectations, which leads to the biggest thing, over communication. Sometimes I would rather have somebody keep me, one, be realistic, and two, have them comfortable enough to be realistic with me. I love my wife. I love it more than anything. But when I tell you this, I think she would never get tempted or anything in this world. Man, come on, we human. Right. But I have the hope and expectation. We're open enough to say, hey, look, we're going to go through life where we may be somebody. We have to be open enough to where, look, ain't no way in the world I think you're going to go through the rest of your life and I'm the only person you're attracted to because you a goddamn laugh you telling me that. I ain't even going to believe you trying to tell me that. But if you, it's what you do with it. It's if you act upon it.
Right.
And then you go back, well, like you say about accountability. Now, if you act upon it, yeah, you go. Okay. Now, if it's easy, like just real quick, if I'm watching TV and my wife see we watching sports, she said, "Oh, who? I like the number 5 or number 7. He really doing good." I hear you. But it's not you ain't gonna act upon it. However, I might do the same thing. Somebody come on TV. Oh yeah, that's a nice dress. You ain't looking at that dress. Stop playing. So we had that type of relationship. Right. But you gotta be open and know that we're never gonna be perfect. But it's also back to the respect factor.
Right.
Right.
That's when anything that happens in any relationship, whether it's platonic, whether it's romantic relationship, anything, everything is built off of corners to respect. So
that's right.
You have enough respect for me. Like when y'all said about if you're gonna look at somebody, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't dare sit here and lie to you. I wasn't gonna take a quick look, but I have enough respect that you're not gonna know that. She's not gonna know nothing whatsoever. Period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got enough respect, but I'm also human. I know. I'm gonna take a quick peek.
Let me say this. Peace and love, Sister Sugar. If y'all don't know Sister Sugar, it's Sister Tiana, a.k.a. Queen Sugar. You feel me? In the building.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But let me say this. All right. Integrity is not what we do when everybody is looking. Integrity is what you do when ain't nobody looking. How you care when ain't nobody looking. You feel me?
1,000%, brothers. What you do when ain't nobody looking is who the real you is.
Okay. Now, let's pull this back to monogamy. You feel me? Okay. Mm-hmm. When you get up with your significant other, if y'all are conscious-minded people, then I think that you have these conversations. What's acceptable and what's not acceptable. You feel me? Now, me personally, I believe in loyalty. Now, when I say that, this is what I mean. I mean loyalty, being loyal to the understanding that I share with the individual that I'm with. You feel me? Whatever understanding that we share, our understanding might not be what the world may view is cool, or what Joe Blow or Sally Sue down the street. They might be like, damn, they crazy over here. But if me and my lady,
communication.
But this is our thing. If this is me and my ladies demo, or if I'm in an open relationship, or me and my ladies demo, you feel me? If we have an understanding, then that is what I'm loyal to. You feel me? Personally. And if I go outside of that, then I'm in manifest error. I'm in error. You feel me? And that goes on her too. So I say this to say that when it comes to monogamy, I feel as though if me and my lady, we agree upon certain terms in our relationship. Now, don't get me wrong. We're not robots. We human. We all make mistakes. We got pluses and minuses. You feel me? Okay. But if we say, well, we trying to do this, we trying to achieve this goal, we trying to take ourselves in this direction, we trying to take our relationship in this direction. You feel me? Okay. And when it comes to monogamy and dealing with the opposite sex, ain't nobody putting no gun to your head. So a person can only do what you allow them to do. Clearly. Whether it's a man or a woman. You feel me? If you choose to lay down with a dude, or a dude choose to lay down with a female, she ain't put no gun to your head, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you violate the sanctity of the understanding that you share with the individual that you with, then you got to account for that. And if you feel as though that some unfair expectations is placed upon you, or if I feel some unfair expectations is placed upon me, and I'm not voicing that, and I'm not communicating that to my significant other, then ultimately that falls back on me.
Right.
You feel me? So I say that in monogamy, in a monogamous setting, in a monogamous relationship, you have to be able to communicate these things to keep monogamy alive. And is monogamy the standard of your relationship? Is that what you truly want? If that's not what you truly wanted, then why enter into a relationship stressing that you want me to stay true to you, or you wanted her to stay true to you? You feel me? Now, check this out. I'm going to give y'all an example. Say that you are involved in a relationship, right? And you tell your significant other, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can do your thing. Just, keep it real with me, and your partner fails to do that. That means that they is not being loyal to the understanding that y'all agreed upon.
Right.
Would you agree or disagree?
Let's keep it actual factual, because we already did the descriptions, the definitions of monogamy. And monogamy is exclusivity, right? It's what you said. If we are having an understanding, this is what we as the people tend to do, make our own definitions to make it work for us.
Right.
That's not monogamy anymore. If you're dealing with other people, it's just not monogamy. No matter what understanding you have, it's no longer monogamy. If you're dealing with other people outside, it's a different label. Period.
Yes.
There's no way around it.
So what is that? Polygamy?
Yes, it's polygamy. And it poses the question, once again, is monogamy a myth? Because people still set it up to how it works for them.
I don't believe it's a myth. I'm gonna tell you.
I don't believe it's a myth.
Let me tell you, I had the chance. I draw from my own personal experience. I had the chance to go out and do my thing, go back to being player housey and all that good shit. No, because in the grand scheme of things, I wanted our ideals of a relationship match, and that's why I say, like when you said, do they match up, you have to have that type of communication and that expectation. You coming on certain expectations, but also those expectations are known. And I don't know. So the biggest thing in any relationship, to me, is growth. Because no matter where you start at, you're not going to be the people. When those people first meet, let's say January 1st, when these people first meet January 1st, they're going to be different February 1st. They're going to be different January 1st, 2024. So you have to find somebody, and you all have to have that understanding to be able to grow together, because it is true. Sometimes people grow apart, and you have to be able to respect and see that, and maybe either stop that relationship or grow with that relationship. Because I don't ever want my wife to stop growing as a person. In any relationship, I don't think that person should stop growing. And if somebody wants you to stop growing, to stay stagnant because it suits them and they don't want to grow anymore, then it's always it's a teamwork. Like I say, going back to it, it's a job, man. I promise. My women, man, marriage and monogamy is a job. Period.
Let me interject. I want to say too, as far as speak to the men, stop getting it or agreeing to monogamous relationships if that ain't what you own. Because we as men, we think that y'all, the man that's listening, tuning in, tell me what you think. A lot of times guys think that you are players. We think that we players if we got 3, 4, 5 different women and they don't know about each other, and we sneaking and geeking and creeping over here. Woo, woo. That's not a player. You feel me? That is a coward. That's a guy that's afraid to say what he really wants. You feel me? A real player has them same 3 or 4 or 5 women, and they all know about each other. You dig what I'm saying? And he has an understanding and communication, because this is what he stood on. This is what he wanted. This is the standard. This is the tone that he set. You feel me? And if this was agreed upon, then he can do that because he's grown, just like the women is grown. If they agree to this, then cool. But that sneaking and geeking and all behind the back, that ain't no player, homie. You feel me? So I say that to say this. Stop lying. Let's stop telling the women that we want monogamous relationships if that ain't what we really own. let's be truthful enough and strong enough to say, hey, man, you know, I like you, I dig you, you know what I'm saying? And we could be cool, we could be friends, you know what I'm saying? And we can do our thing, but I ain't on monogamy right now. And I think that'll die down or make monogamy more wholesome when we do get into monogamous relationships, because we actually stand on it. We actually mean it. If we can create a culture where we stand on what we own.
Right.
You know.
I'm with you. I would say this, we ain't ready for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my honest opinion. Men ain't ready for that, and I'm gonna be. I'm gonna always be 100% man and say this. If not nowadays, but in my heyday and all that, in my day, if a woman did to me what I did to them, Lord, okay.
It's okay for him to do it, but he don't want his woman doing it.
It's a double standard because emotionally, man,
pardon the body, see. The brother LaKendrick just chimed in. He on my line, and the minister too.
Oh, peace and love.
Peace and love.
Y'all. I want to talk. Okay.
Well, I was just gonna say that we talk about emotions with women, but honestly, we gotta hold ourselves to the same standard too, because we do things out of emotion, but we have different emotions of what we play on. Pride, being prideful in your ego is a part of your emotion as well.
Truly.
Women romantically may, and I'm not trying to generalize, but romantically, sometimes women may be hurt for us. If our ego or our pride hurt, it's the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? We can't deal with that. Let's just keep it 100, you know. So both parties are afraid to be emotionally available. Why you want to be a player, or why, you know, if we kept it real and told a woman, here, look, this is what all I'm after, that's cool, and that's honorable, and that's what we should do. But in the reverse, if that same woman turned around us and said, man, I'm so glad you said that, because look here, I like Brandon, and I like this dude Kevin, and I like this dude Rick, and I like you, you know what I'm saying? I'm really digging you, but I'm saying, hey, Kevin, you know, he throw that thing, you know what I'm saying? We ain't man. We're like, man, what is you gonna disrespect me like that? But you just told me to watch that, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta be real with ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, peace and love. I wanna tie like the second part of the topic, like, but I wanna add on to it, like, definitely, man, on what we were saying, like, the second part, like, do you keep secret from your significant other? But I was thinking like this, like, in my mind, like, a lot of, like, I'm 30, I don't know how old everybody is on that line, and they're infinite, but a lot of these, like, for, like, even with my situation right now with somebody, but I met her later on in life. Like, I'm hearing one of the brothers was speaking about, like, sometimes we got to learn to grow old with somebody. But it's like we really, sometimes a lot of people that we end up talking to, like, we just really legit mean at a point in their life. So going back to the secret topic, it's like a lot of us already built those secrets that we got already, we taken to the grave when we meet our significant other. So it kind of... So it's like we already coming to the relationship with secret that we already vow not to keep. It's different there. Like a lot of, like, I don't know, our situation different from mine. Like, I'm from Georgia, my girl from New Jersey. Like, where we at right now, I'm just saying, like, we all got different background. Like, we already grew old, so it ain't no situation where we starting as a baby. Like, a lot of situations we pick up, a lot of our significant other, a lot of them ain't come from where we come from. So it's like we starting over, but we ain't starting over in a sense. So, like, back to where we at. So it's a whole lot of different cultures. And sometimes, like, in our own ignorance, that can be man or woman, we overlook a lot of stuff. Cause maybe we look at it like maybe that's how they were raised, where they were from. But I'm just making that transition to the other part of the topic, though. Like, what y'all think?
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I think when it comes to secrets, I don't care what you say. We are humans. You are an individual. You are one. You are, you know what I'm saying? You have that power within yourself. There's always going to be some type of secret. You can't
you also don't know, not to be corny and quote Jack Nicholson, but it's like he said in that movie, he was like, you can't handle the truth. Some people can't. Like you said, it's some things you may take to the grave because that reality, what is your reality, is a nightmare to somebody else that they may not be able to come through. So they may not even, that's not even a part that they need, My wife knows. My wife told me this a long time when we first met. When I met my wife, I said, this is somebody I really dug her. I knew who it was. I knew Allah sent me this woman. I said, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You know what this woman told me? What? I kept it real with my wife about a few things. She said, listen, I really dig you. I'm going to tell you, though, there's certain shit I don't know, I don't need to know, and I don't want to know. That was before me. That ain't got nothing to do. As long as it's not coming up and affecting us here now, that's that. You leave that there. Same thing with me. I don't want to know everything about my work, man. Listen,
pardon the body, certain things shouldn't be, certain things you can take to your grave. But if, say, like, for instance, your wife, right? She come in tune with a sister that you had a relationship with, that you've been fucking around with, no way should you have them two in your circle to where anybody should be able to laugh at your woman. So certain secrets have to come out in that time and a point to where that you have to be to the right or to the left. You feel what I'm saying? At that point, you're going to have to make a point because you should never, ever in life make nobody think they got the ups on your wife. Long as these women around here trying to be the side woman and don't know how to play their role, back in the day, them side chicks knew how to play their role. Today they don't. Okay, they try to outdo the woman when 9 out of 10 times the man ain't gonna leave his woman at home. Real talk. And if he do leave the woman at home, he gonna do to you the same thing he did to her. So why do you want somebody else's man? So you already know what type of man you're getting in the get-go. But I'm saying this to say that you would never have somebody, Brother High-C, around your wife that you've been messing with, and now that woman is about to be in a circle of women, and that woman know, and everybody kiki-kikiing around her. At that point, you should tell her, like, look, me and her, we messed around. It wasn't like that. I ain't love her. I ain't. Let it be known. Don't never. Listen, I mean, get your wife. That's my point. That's what I'm saying. You're supposed to make sure you let her know. You're never supposed to let her find out from another woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got to know boundaries. It's cool to keep secrets. But if your secrets happen to come through our path, make sure you let me know that secret before that secret hits directly in front of me. And then I walk into that wall. You feel what I'm saying? Because if I'm your reflection, you ain't going to let yourself walk into a wall, is you?
Right. But oftentimes, I will say no excuse, but there are some situations where you be like, that was nothing to me. Honestly, I've been in that situation. I'll be like, honestly, I forgot. I ain't that shit was so real talk. That shit was so insignificant to me. I don't even know why that's why I brought it up to you. Straight up.
When I think of,
I don't remember.
When I think of,
but you know what? Oh, my bad.
When I think of secrets, I don't think about past, real past things, because that's on the individual basis. You know what I'm saying? If a person, if you ask and they choose to tell, then that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And everybody is different. Some people want to know, some people don't want to know. Some people can handle the truth, some people can't handle the truth. You feel me? I'm one of the people that I can handle everything but the lies. You feel me? So I want to know, me personally. But I feel like when I think about secrets, I think about it in this aspect. From the time that we've been dealing, you know what I'm saying, since we started our relationship, you feel me? From that point on, I try my damnness. I don't even try. Well, we're not going to keep secrets from each other. And that's another thing, that if we agree upon that, then that's the understanding that we have. And so we be loyal to our understanding of that, Now, I may have been guilty of not being so forthcoming because some people are different, you know what I'm saying? Some people are more forthcoming, and some people don't keep secrets on. If you ask me, I'm going to tell you, you know what I'm saying? But to guys, sometimes certain situations might be so very minute where we might not even think about it in terms of that was something to share, because it don't even come across our minds like that or our radar like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We might not even.
What about if it was the woman that had the secret, and then the man, and it didn't come across her mind and she forgot? How you think a man will react to that?
It's a problem.
We know the double
standard. We ain't talking about that.
We're not going.
We ain't talking about that.
Man, we not going. Man, I'll just
World War III.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. Like brother was saying, it's about it being a double standard. But this is the thing, though. Y'all doing a double standard thing. But think about y'all children. Think about y'all little girls that's out here. These same guys are growing up after y'all, doing a double standards to them, treating them the same way that you was treating another woman.
Let me say.
So it's about time for everybody to wake up and start being real men.
Most definitely. Pond self. Let me say this. I thought about this before I had a daughter. I thought about this, see what I would say to her when she got to an age where she would at least be able to understand things I'm saying to her. And this is what I told my daughter at 4 years old. I'm going to tell her, all grown up till she get out of my house. I love you more than any man on this earth is going to love you. I love you in a different way than another man may love. Another man may love you and walk through hell for you. But no man is going to love you like your daddy loved you. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to lie to you. I'm your father, the one that loves you more than anybody on this earth besides your mama. And I'm going to tell you a lie. Now, I may be lying for different reasons to protect your feelings, however. But I want you to think of the man that loves you more than anybody may lie to you at some other time. Think about what anybody else who may not have that love for you may do. And if you go around life just knowing that this person may do that here, and you still protect yourself emotionally, but be emotionally available, but still know that this person still may lie to you, you'll be all right. Because people going to be people, and men going to be men, unfortunately. Some of the culture.
What if they don't have the dad to tell them that? You know, it's a lot of. That's the problem with a lot of people now. It's a lot of homes without dads in them, and it's women that's trying to raise young men. We can't raise men how to be men and how to treat a woman. So that's when we were looking to our brothers to help us in that aspect, to be examples. Indeed. You know, not everybody have a dad like you and truthful. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I can ask every man on this phone right on this line that's here. Tell me y'all don't know the difference when you meet and talk to the woman that's had a male figure in her life and the ones that haven't?
Peace and love. Absolutely, you can tell the difference.
You know, so we know who we can pull it on and who we can't, too.
1,000 pardons. When it comes to so that you can.
Yeah, you don't coming through clear, bro. You got it.
Okay.
Your phone.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. When it comes, everything that you all said, touch basis, is real talk. It's what a lot of people don't say. I just wanted to say this for a second. The brother who mentioned that, he told his daughter that I love you more than anybody in the world outside of your mother. And I'm going to lie to you. You just gave that baby the most ultimate truth ever. You know, people lie to protect the ones that they love. But it comes with a cost, but it comes at a time. When you're ready for that understanding, when you got a clear understanding of things, then you can have that discussion later on down the line. So that's a fine example of how to carry things. And then that'll make her fully aware of who she gets involved in later on down the line in life. But the women who they have issues with men, I deal with women that are in my family. And majority of the family members are women because of, I'm just not going to say statistics, we just had a group of individuals that made more female than men. So a lot of them don't have that strong male figure around them. So they didn't get caught up in the relationship game and the playing the field game. And a lot of them, they actually do as what they complain that the men do, with dating around with other individuals, not being forthright about what their true feelings are, stringing someone along and getting what they can get out the individual. Now, it's fine if a person knows that's what you're doing, but don't point the finger and call the pot or the kettle black and you're doing the same thing. And you reflect your feelings on the people who are the men in your family toward what they do, what they've done. Now, granted, when you're out here dating, you free to do whatever you're dealing with. But it was some woman told me, if you feel that you with this woman and you having this, you unprotected, you being natural with this woman, she got every right to know what the hell you doing.
Yeah.
Because if the shoe was on the other foot, hey, look, you dealing with somebody else. You can't let them be with you the way I'm with you. Because I just ain't got a problem with that. You put my life in jeopardy. You know,
right.
Me and we do have feelings. We do have feelings. We got emotions and everything. We're not admitting our emotions for the softer creatures, for females. That's not true. As soon as you get pissed off, brother, that's an emotion of anger. And that clouds judgment more than anything. So when you got this understanding of dealing with the women, you can always tell. I'm going to take the key factor that you can always tell when a woman hadn't had a man in her life as far as a father or uncle or even a strong brother. She always on defensive mode about every single last thing. Even if it's something she don't need to hear and it's the truth, and you telling her for the benefit that you're not going to have all the answers. And as this sister just stated, we need men to go ahead and raise these young men to be men. As a sister, she can't tell them how to go ahead and carry a woman, but she can go ahead and show the example how a woman is to be treated by what he sees her do with her involved. But it takes us to say, look, little brother, you can't, it's fine and dandy. What you're trying to do, it feel good, it feel great, but if you're stringing people along and you lying to them, it's going to come back to you in the end.
Yeah.
And don't no man want to be alone, because I don't know how many individuals have been in situations where they done been inside those decimal crypts. They understand that when you don't have nobody in your corner, a cat in there who heterosexual, they praying, I wish I had somebody not to take them through the misery, but to uplift my spirits and make me feel whole again doing this half of the situation. We just got too many options, to be honest. For men, it's just too many options out there. If you have a woman at home and you monogamous, I like the term monogamy.
Wow.
Right.
Go ahead.
You said for men, we have too many options. Women have just as many options, but we will choose to be with one person.
Right.
And men make that same option.
And that's a part of you all's nature. And I have to even go by from a scientific standpoint. You know, you can have twins at one time. You can have triplet, quintuplets, or however you do the IVF or whatever that thing is. We'd have multiple seeds at one time. But a woman can only carry, technically, all the time, one child at a time. Men, we can go ahead and continue to reproduce and keep going on and act as if, let's deal with Islamic culture. If you can afford one wife, 2 wives, 3 wives, and care for them equally and take care of those households equally, then you're granted to be able to do so.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
know about what's going on.
But the Quran also said it's better to have one is better for you. But if you could treat these women with justice, with equality, then it's permissible.
No disrespect to none of the sisters. A man can only deal with one woman, man. Because one woman is a full-time job.
Brother, you don't say that again?
Listen, I'm 2 jobs. I'm 2 jobs, okay?
You grinding it out, and you got a goal, and y'all on the same business plan, and you had the same page of an agenda that you're trying to carry out. This woman gonna tell you, hey, everything can't be about kids. Everything can't be about finances. Hey, I need to know you and me. You know, what can we do other than going out to dinner? You know, hey, I might want to go skydiving, a parasailing. I don't care.
Right.
Something outside of what the norm is.
Right.
As men, we like, look, I'm from the hood, so I done did enough sailing past these police and bullets to even try to get up in the sky and kill myself. My insurance is not going to pay you this money if something happened like that. You know? So I mean, I love the message because myself, I'm married and I love my wife. And, as the brother stated, years ago I had met my wife. I met my wife through my baby sister, and it was her friend. But at the time I was a little older and whatnot. I wasn't trying to do no R. Kelly thing. Let's just be honest. But I knew when I met her. I say it's something special about that one right there, and I'm gonna keep my eyes on. But I was too busy, caught up in all my notoriety and the false claim that's out there. You know, if we had Snapchat and Instagram back then, I'd have been out my damn mind. I'd have been the best mumble rapper of whatever all time, considering what they do now. But because it was a different time, I had to go through my walk of life. She went through her walk of life, and when we got to the point where it was understood, we grown. I know what I want. I know what I don't want.
Definitely.
And this is who I am as a man and as a person.
Right.
I got flaws, and this is my flaw here. and I like variety. And I ain't mean that variety like Puffy and them Hollywood individuals mean. That's just
right.
Gonna set that out. My variety is you sisters come in different forms, shapes, fashions. Y'all are beautiful in different aspects. She might have a little bit more of this. She might have a better business acumen than that. She probably got more common sense than a little bit.
Right.
But it's something different. But the main thing is what the woman brings to your life, how she makes you. Anytime a woman can make me move by saying one word and I do everything that's required of me and go beyond expectation,
right.
got me.
Right.
I'm giving you everything. I'm giving you everything to the point where I forget about myself until you have to say, look, you about to kill over, and I ain't really looking for the insurance money like that. I'm gonna need you to sit down.
Right. So with that being said, let's bring this to the other part of the conversation. Because the brother just spoke on something, when he was speaking about his flaws, and he was man enough to express these things to his wife. These are things that the area that he excels in, or the area that he lacks in. He communicate this with his wife. So, to the other part of our conversation, is keeping it 100 good or bad in your relationship?
Well, I can say I've been blessed to be in a relationship where transparency was demanded, basically, and it's definitely a blessing. It's dope. It's the ultimate. Like, no matter what it is, you know what I'm saying. I was able to say whatever, from nails to how many partners I've had. I'm able to talk to my man, and he be my best friend, and he understand no matter what. No judgment, none of that. It's always an opportunity for us to communicate and get to know each other better. I think that's the ultimate for me. Like, the things that does for a relationship, the strength that it builds within a relationship, my God, I could speak on it for days. It's a beautiful thing, but it's a rarity.
I agree with
like,
that's my sister right there. I agree with her.
I think it also has to deal with,
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I would like to, I'm keeping it 100%. There are certain parts of you as an individual. I don't care what you said. Like you say, when it comes to integrity, I mean, you are who you are when nobody's looking. I think it also boils down to somewhat of emotional maturity. Everybody is not at the same level of emotion, and it's not. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. You may have gone through more experiences than your partner, however, so that may not be something they necessarily be ready for. But I still believe in keeping that open line of communication open. But I don't know. Just in my opinion, there's some things that you may not, either person may not be ready for. You know what I'm saying? And eventually it needs to be talked about. I don't think it needs to necessarily be hidden, but there are parts of you that your partner may not understand. This just give me a crazy example. You may have went around when you was young. I get into a fight, I'm choking somebody out, everything. This person may think, oh, that's the most horrible thing in the world. They meet you after you made a transformation, change in life. You go to a family out and, oh, you don't know how she used to choke shit out of everybody. You're like, oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a thin line that you're blessed in now. I will say this. That is the openness. If you had that, that's something to be cherished and to hold sacred, because it does have everything. And then, like I said, it does with some emotional maturity, if you are able to handle that. I admit there's some things I may not be able to handle. Some things, I'm like Carl Thomas, some things I may not want to do, period. Right. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Right. I think that transparency, being able to be transparent, is ultimate in a relationship. So if I was to answer the question, is keeping it real a good thing, keeping it 100 a good thing or a bad thing in a relationship, I would most definitely say it's a plus. But I also agree with the brother Hasi. You have to be able to use the measuring stick on your significant other, because you don't never want to hurt them. You feel me? You don't never want to make them feel, especially when you love someone and you care for someone, you feel me? You don't never want to make them feel some type of way. But I also believe in truth. So in some instances, if me keeping it real hurt your feelings, then your feelings just got to be hurt. You feel me? But I would rather you respect me for telling you the truth, be looking upside my head for telling you a lie. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. But also, I agree with how I see. You know, sometimes with emotional maturity or immaturity, we as people have to judge that in our significant other. You see what I'm saying? And we ask our significant other, hey man, if I keep it all the way 100 on with you, can you handle these things? And so many of us, we'll say, yeah, but can we actually handle that honestly and wholeheartedly? And that's something that we have to ask ourselves, you know.
But you know what I think about that though? I think is this: don't ask if you don't really want to know, and that's my thing. Like it's not. I don't really think it's like keeping a secret, because if my man asks me something, then I'm gonna tell him. But if you don't ask, then I ain't got nothing to say. It ain't really no secret. But it's shit, I just didn't talk about it. But if you ask me, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you because I would rather it comes from me than come from the street, period.
Right.
Because that right there, even though I didn't tell you, that still says that you got, that I have some type of trust in me.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Than me finding out from Joe Blow or Susie Mama. So my thing of it is don't ask if you don't want to know. If you want to, if your significant other asks you, it's best to go ahead and answer, because y'all can turn something small into something big. You feel what I'm saying? And every topic. Oh.
No, sister, go ahead.
Oh no, I was about to say every topic that we're talking about ultimately goes back to one thing: the understanding them two people have for their relationship and what their agreement is. And that's all I have to say. You can go ahead, brother.
You just said the key phrase out of all of it: understanding. People get caught up in the love and the trust and all the other beautiful things you spread around to make the person, you appeasing the next person when you say that.
Right.
When you understand who you're dealing with. In my circle, we have a thing called Know Your Personnel. That means if my sister is terrible with money, I am not going to allow her to allocate any funds to anybody because it's going on the Gucci.
True.
And I don't want to have to snatch the strap off my sister's purse and walk around with this bag because she has frivolously spent these funds. Yet I know she's good at keeping her mouth shut, and I can go ahead and confide in her about certain issues that may be going on because I need the woman's perspective and not going to another woman about mine.
Right.
So when it comes to divulging information, I'm going to say it 1,000, just like you all asked. Is keeping 100 good? No. Because you always say keeping it real when keeping it real goes wrong. That's
well, you and
be like, so you and Johnny in 2010, y'all was dealing with one another. In 2010, you and I started talking. So you were still dealing with Johnny while we was talking. And this what was going on, you had Vicky Sue, Luann, and the country girl down the street. So what's the problem? We don't see
Well, wait a minute.
Yes.
But what if Johnny was to come tell you that he was messing with your girl instead of your girl telling you? How would you feel?
I'm going to tell Johnny. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I was going to say, also, we have to look at people's ulterior motives as well. Even if somebody dealt with you, you got to think about this here. What reason would somebody have to go tell about some past relationship? Because they don't like you happy now. I want to cause some type of confusion. And a lot of times we allow others to come in and destroy what we got that's good, even though it may be something that's wrong. I'm not going to defend past action we may have done, however. But you also have to look at what was the ultimate good, what was the goal or the intentions of that person coming to tell you, man, let me go fuck that shit up. People do that. You know, they look at them and say, man, okay, I deal with it. I've had that. I had some people come up and tell my wife about something that was 10 years ago. Like, are you serious? and even then it wasn't nothing. So you thought that was happening, and what it was, that person was upset because they saw it did nothing. You know, wife, okay, I appreciate you telling me whoopty bam. Okay, appreciate it, sweetheart, but just me and mine. So I appreciate that, but I'm gonna deal with this thing. However, I gotta deal with him, I'm gonna deal with him.
You can also do one of three things with that situation. Say if it's somebody that she dealt with in the past, it could be the brother trying to get back what he done had, or looking at what you getting and he won't it. Or it could be an individual that's in a circle and misery love company. You too damn happy. I ain't going. You got to be miserable with me so we can hit the strip clubs and just do all the raggedy stuff instead of you cooped up in the crib watching Netflix with her. Or it could just be the ultimate of it all. You got genuine happiness, and people don't know how to absorb it and how to incorporate themselves in it because people feel as if they're a third wheel or being a bothersome, so they would rather go ahead and tear something apart. Now, somebody can't come to me about mine because it's just like the street. You could say every negative thing about mine, but you're going to get addressed, and you're going to get addressed accordingly in that order, in that fashion. If you come with it where you saying, man, your girl used to do X, Y, and Z with me, and you dig and that and the third. Okay, well, brother, I really don't deal with you or know you, so why you coming to me about it? And the only thing that you should say is, well, I sure appreciate what you did because I'm so getting a lot of it up out of it right now, and I ain't needing it. So what do you want to do about that?
Well, what if she's cheating on you now? Oh, go ahead.
Cheating on me now?
No, I was going to say, I think we coming to the end. Right, Infinite?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm finna say that we getting ready on. How we go around for the conclusion, last thoughts, and pretty much on the show.
Okay. Well, we'll go around the table and everybody give their closing remarks. Kick it off, Hassie.
My closing remarks in this one is monogamy is not a myth. It is a work, but I also think it's a great opportunity for a person being in a relationship to not only learn about the other person, but learn about yourself, your limitations, your expectations. And like I said, it can work if you stop going off anybody else's definition of it and you work with that person who you in a relationship with.
Amen.
Okay. Go ahead, sis. We're going around the table with closing remarks.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, mine is do unto others as you want done unto yourself. Don't think of nothing as you a man and you can do something that a woman can't do. Because 9 out of 10 times, whatever a man can do, as far as standing up, pee, and all that other stuff, I'm talking about like far as the cheating stuff. A woman probably can do it better because women are way more sneakier than men. So, men kind of think with their other things instead of their big head. So a lot of times that's how they get caught up. So that's why I just tell everybody, whatever you put out, don't get mad when you get that back. So I just say, do unto others as you want done to yourself, and make sure that y'all have a great understanding and that in a relationship, both of you guys are on the same page. Because if you on 9 and I'm on 1, it's never going to work because there's too many pages in between. So therefore, we'll never have an understanding because I don't know what's behind me. So you trying to write what's behind me for me. You feel what I'm saying? Because you done been past some pages. So that's all I wanted to say in my closing remark. Do unto others as you want done to yourself.
Go ahead, Brother Carl.
All right. Monogamy and faithful has a difference. From everything that was discussed, what I was able to grasp, people got the whole faithful thing misconstrued. If I say that I'm faithful to you, let's deal with the root word being faith. That means I believe in you. I believe in you to uphold what you say you're going to do and bring to this table. And like the sister said, we can't be on separate pages. We got to be on page one. You got to start at the beginning with it and build the foundation based on this understanding and knowing your personnel. Then when you're dealing with monogamy is just what that is, mono, that one. I know that in order to be successful and to thrive in anything, you have to have that one short partner. Because if you enter into a marriage, that's a contractual agreement between two parties that decide to come together and become one entity. Based on that, I know in order for me to do the things that I want to do and strive to become greater, I can only do so with the woman that's beside me, not behind me, beside me. A sister, wise sister years ago told me I had the pecking order wrong. I always said it was God, man, woman, elder creature, child. Well, child, creature. And in the hierarchy, it just meant that the way that you get instruction and the way things are to go, it's from the top down. But the sister wound up pointing out to me, why would you have the woman beneath you? Not to say that anybody's beneath you, but she's supposed to be on the same plane with you in order for you all to move forward. And monogamy allows you to do it because it is not an outside distraction for her or for you. And as men, we can't take it, sisters, because y'all crafty creatures. Y'all can move in silence. Y'all can smile and have tears in your heart. And you can go ahead and make a man sit at the top of the world and rip his heart and spine out with one word.
Right.
Okay. Infinite?
Yeah, peace and love. I don't want to add on definitely to the convo like this. Like, at the root of it, like, men and women think different. Like the sister Tiana pointed out, like, it takes a man to raise a boy and a woman to raise a girl. So it's like, even taking it deep on the scientific level, like, women, y'all mind more, like, scientifically, they say y'all got what they call, like, that fire brain thing where y'all compartmentalize. And they say most men are, like, linear thinking. So from that, from a scientific outset, like, we compute informationally totally different. So even when we looking at this topic right here, monogamy, like, even though, like, we can't really judge it from our end, like the brother Hasi was saying, like, we gotta definitely walk the be together, like, we gotta like that respect level, and like the brother Carl was saying, like, we gotta walk with one another, hold to one walking behind or the other one in front of the other. So it like, we definitely gotta respect and understand our differences, but we can't really shun or disrespect our different, be at a disease or discomfort, try to make one feel superior than the other one based on our different. But at the end of the day, we different. Like, we the same human being, but we different species. Like, one, you know what I'm saying? It's just, we different. Like, we can't really try to fix our mind and think how to, as men, we can't fix our mind and think how a woman think, and the same vice versa. It's a different dynamic. But on these platforms like this, like, even in our demonstration movement we got, that's why it like we separate the women movement from the men movement. We meet together in the middle like butt cheeks, excuse my friend, but it kind of got that simple effect. Like, we process information different. But I just want to close out saying that right there.
Okay. Queen Shell?
Okay, so in my opinion, even though all of this is wonderful information that I take into consideration, period, I believe that at the end of the day, you really do have to face the person that you're with and decide what's best for your relationship. In order for monogamy not to be a myth, it has to be within. We both have to come to the conclusion that this is what we want, and this is how we're going to do it, with transparency. That being the top, keeping it 100. That's important. Even if it hurts and makes you uncomfortable, we grown. You should be able to handle it and get back. So that is my overall view of the situation. Is best for people to be able to be on this playing field with each other and ignore the outside influences that may cause confusion.
Okay. I would like to say, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like, this was a wonderful conversation, you know. Every week, man, we trying to increase information for the masses and address the multitude in different ways. Hopefully that somebody can pick up on some of these jewels that was dropped from everybody, you know what I mean? And dealing with the topics in closing, I would say monogamy is not a myth. I would say, as far as secrets, I believe that it's better to keep no secrets in your relationship from the point that you start dealing with your person, your significant other. I think that keeping it 100 is a plus in your relationship, but I want to make a couple closing comments that addresses all of these simultaneously. I think that understanding, we all agreed upon understanding universally, but also to add with understanding, communication. We have to be able to communicate with our significant others and able to understand them. If there's no communication, we have no understanding. And understanding is like a house being built. You don't build that house from the top down. You build that home from the bottom up. So understanding rises from the bottom up. You have to be able to relate to your significant other emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, and sexually. Communicate with your partner. Teamwork makes the dream work. And the acronym for team is TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more. And I'll close with that.
You know you got to come in with the alpha tail, my brother.
Well, we'll close the demonstration with the Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Siratal an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim. Waladhdallin. Amen.
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 Amen.